What is up, Android fans? It's Eric4Mobile back again with another ROM review. Now, I said in my last video that I had a feeling there was going to be an onslaught of Lollipop ROMs coming out for the G3. This is not a Lollipop ROM, but I'm really excited nonetheless to show you guys this ROM because it is Paranoid Android. It is the 4.6 Beta 6 for the LG G3. And I say it every time, but I'm really excited about this ROM because, I mean, I've ran this ROM on every phone I've ever had rooted. It's an awesome ROM. Paranoid Android is right up there with CyanogenMod in popularity and as far as how well known they are in the Android community. And they make really great ROMs and they actually pioneer a lot of pretty cool features. So let's jump into the ROM. This is not Lollipop. This is Android 4.4.4 KitKat. And it is the Beta 6. It's version 4.6 Beta 6. So they're constantly updating it, and it's just barely come available for the G3. Now, it's really fast, as you expect with most AOSP ROMs. This thing is it's buttery smooth. It does everything without lag, no stutter. The battery life, I just barely saw this ROM come available at about 4 o'clock Mountain Time, which is when I installed it. So I've only had it running for a few hours. I've been downloading apps, syncing everything, getting everything set up on my phone. I'm at 87% after, I don't know, almost 3 hours. So I think that's pretty good. I was listening to music on my phone most of the time I was setting it up. So, I mean, I think that's, you know, fairly decent. As far as stability goes, this is the first iteration of this ROM available for the phone. So I have noticed a couple little bugs. I don't know if any will pop up during the video, but I have had a couple of UI force closes where I've just been using the phone and a pop-up says, you know, the UI has force closed, and then you click OK and it kicks you back out to the lock screen and you just unlock the phone and everything's normal again. So it doesn't make you reboot the phone or do anything crazy. It's kind of an annoyance. It's only happened to me twice in 3 hours, so I'm not seeing it as being a huge deal, something I can work around. There isn't really any other bugs I can really report. Like I said about other AOSP ROMs, Bluetooth calling doesn't work, the camera's a little slow, quality isn't really great on pictures, but downloading a third-party camera from the Play Store can fix any of those problems. Let's jump into some of the customization features of the ROM. First off, up here where you have to switch over to your quick tiles, there's this other you know, 2-dot icon up here, or 2 square. This is for the heads up feature that I talked about in my last ROM. So enabling this enables heads up. So you can just click it on and off there. So then when you go in and download something like, say, from the Play Store, or whenever really you receive any notification, you're going to get a heads up notification on your home screen. So there it is. I started downloading that theme and it pops up here at the top. You can interact with it. It's interactive, and once the notification is done being displayed, it goes away. Now it says it's installing it, and then you can click on it and it will take you into whatever it is that you have been notified about. So heads up's really cool, and I like that they implemented it right here on the pull down to enable it and disable it. I feel like that's pretty slick. Jumping into the settings, it looks a lot like just a pretty stock basic ROM. They don't have any other than you know, where this theme section is in the personal, you don't really see anywhere to do the customizations. This kind of threw me for a loop at first, but most of it is hidden in the display settings. So if you go into display, you've got all your standard stuff, but if you scroll down, you're going to be met with dynamic status bar and dynamic navigation bar. Now, when enabled, these will theme your status and navigation bars to the color of whatever app you are using. This has been implemented in a couple other ROMs, but it's done really well in Paranoid Android. I feel like it's a little bit more consistent, but to that same thought, I feel like it's a little bit overdone at the same time. You can see in messaging, it's changed the status bar to teal and the navigation bar to white, just like in the app itself. Which is great. You can go, you know, whatever app you go into, it's going to theme it for you. So now it's red on white. You know, it's just done really well in, you know, here in my Twitter client, it's white on white. But if you notice, like, whatever the bar is touching, as far as what's being displayed on the screen, it'll constantly be trying to update these colors. So you can see as you scroll across pictures, like when I was going on this watch face, it starts to turn a little like grayish brown, and then it'll go back to white again. I don't know if it'll do it on any other pictures. Yeah, it starts going dark again. This really isn't a big annoyance. I just feel like it's constantly changing as you're scrolling. I mean, you can see as I'm going, it's just changing all the time. It's nice when you're using an app that's not constantly changing graphics, so that, you know, it's a little bit more consistent. But nonetheless, I leave it activated because I feel like it's a cool feature. I do use it, and I do like it. Going back into the settings, if we come under display and you scroll down, another thing that's been included in this ROM is notification peak right here. Now, this has been ported over to other ROMs, but Paranoid Android actually created this feature, so it works really well on this phone. When you receive a notification, when your phone is turned off, and you pick your phone up after you've received the notification, it'll come up with a little like active display notification. I'll show you what that looks like right now. Okay, so I just received my notification, and when you pick the phone up, there it is. That's called Peak. I showed this in the last ROM. You can go through and select, you know, the different notifications. It'll show you everything that's in your status bar. That's a cool feature. I leave that on. I like it. You know, I like things that add to the experience, the user experience of my phone. And lastly, another really cool thing that's been implemented in this ROM that I haven't seen in any other ROM so far is in the recents panel. You can make it have the card UI that Lollipop has. So when you very first open your recents, it'll be the stock style, and a pop-up will come up and ask you if you want to enable this or not. You can say yes or no. Obviously, I enabled it, and it's a really slick look. I have found that it is a little bit jumpy. Sometimes I'll scroll and nothing will happen, or this like box keeps trying to pop up. But all in all, it's pretty solid. It is a look that I like, and I leave it enabled because it's pretty cool. Anything Lollipop featured, you know, I'm all over that. So that's really cool. But that's pretty much it for this ROM, guys. Like I said, it's fast, it's smooth. I've only had a couple little quirks with stability. I'm sure those things will be ironed out in the future. But Paranoid Android has always been really great at implementing features and basically inventing things that aren't on anything else. So I was really happy to see this come to the G3. I say this about every ROM, but this is going to probably be my daily driver until Lollipop ROMs come out. Making these videos, I'm constantly flashing a lot of different ROMs all the time, going between stock and stock LG ROMs and stock AOSP Google ROMs. But I think I'm finally going to stick with this until Lollipop comes out. It's that good. So definitely check it out, guys. I'll leave a link to the downloads in the description. You need the Google apps and the ROM. Make sure to download both of them when you're flashing. But that's it for this video, guys. If you're new, please subscribe. I really appreciate everyone that checks out my videos. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.